Hello everyone, in this video what we are going to see is we are going to find the last modified of a particular file. If it is an older file, we are going to send email. So this is what we are going to see in this video. If you are new to our channel, hit subscribe. Your subscription will motivate me to produce more video and better quality. Let me explain what is our scenario. We will be getting air quality, precipitation and temperature data of various cities into our blob. Here I have data for Chennai and Kochi. We'll be receiving in our blob. I have created a container as well. Under that we'll be having this files. This will be posted by a third party or some internal application which will be posting these images over here, and these images needs to be the latest daily around, let's say for example 10 a.m. when I'm checking, all these file needs to be the latest. And if you notice this example, these files are latest and this one is seems to be old. If you just see the last modified column, only this image is old. So in that case we need to pick up the file names which is having a older date, and we need to email a specific a team or email address. We need to email them. So that is what we are going to cover in this video. So what are these data where we are getting these images from, for preparing this? So how to do that? Let me show how I download these images in a really quick. Just search Chennai air quality or Kochi air quality. Go to this website and take a snap of this part. So save these images to a blob. So similarly take for Chennai as well. And for temperature and precipitation, let me show how we can extract data. Again, just Google. Just take a snap of this part for temperature and switch to this tab and take a snap for precipitation as well. So likewise you can collect images for Chennai and Kochi as well and upload it to a blob. In our last video we have seen how we can handle this kind of scenario for date stamped file, meaning like in the file name itself date stamp was there. If you haven't watched that video, please do watch. I will be providing the URL in the video description. And assumption of this requirement is that these images will be available from the very first run and it will be overwritten every single day. Just that we need to look for last modified date of the file. And another point in the requirement is that in this container there could be unwanted images as well, but we need to look for only the specific files and we need to find out which one is older. So we need to maintain this mapping somewhere. If your requirement doesn't involves maintaining mapping, then it is going to be very easy, which I'm going to explain in my next video. For this video, mapping is required. For that, if you have SQL database, it is well and good, but I don't have SQL database, so I maintain the mapping in Azure storage table. So this is the table. This we have created in our last video. It has three different data: air quality, precipitation and temperature, and respective row key 1 and 2. And similarly the file name, Chennai air quality, Kochi air quality, precipitation and temperature, and the format of the file name as well. So these we are maintaining in the mapping. And there is one more difference while comparing with our last video and this video. In this file name part of every row we have a underscore here under the file name, which I have removed. So how I removed it, just I go here, edit, and then I remove underscore from here. So if you are making the mapping for the first time, simply go ahead and click on add an entity and provide the partition key. Let's say for example air quality, and row key you need to provide 1, 2 or 3, whatever it is, and the file name followed by the format of the file. Likewise add entries in your Azure storage table as shown here. Now let's jump to our Azure Logic app to start implementing the logic. This logic app I have created. If you don't know how to create a logic app, please watch my introduction video about it. Now I'm starting with a recurrence trigger. So I'm going to set this logic app to run around a specific timing, let's say for example 10 a.m. something like that. So here I'm going with day and interval 1. Daily once it has to run, when it have to run, at these hour. It's 10. So if you want to pick some other timing, you can just select multiple timing from here. So it is 10 a.m. UST now. Now let's read whatever the configuration we have in our Azure table storage. So in order to do it, just click on add action, go under all and type storage, expand this, and this is the connector we are looking for, Azure table storage. So select this, and what action we are going to perform inside that particular connector. Are we going to create a table, or are we going to get what are the tables available in it? So various options are there. So here you have get entities, which means getting every values from it. If you select get entity, it is for specific id or a specific row. We need to pick up every single rows over there, so I'm selecting get entities. We need to provide a connection name for Azure table storage connection, so let me provide it. Here we have various option to select from what type of authentication we are going to provide. I'm going with the simple one, access keys. Azure storage account name, we need to provide it here. So in order to do it, just go here under access keys. Let me copy this, and we need shared storage key. So I'm going with the storage key itself. You have SAS token, you can copy that, copying it. Let me paste this. Okay, it got created. Now from the drop down, select the storage account name, and from this drop down you can select the table name. That's it. So let me save and run. It ran successfully. Let me select this, and let me copy the output what we are getting from this particular task to a notepad. And here if you could see, we could find various data such as file name, format, and everything we are getting from what are the entities we have in our table storage. We are getting it over here. Now let me minimize. Now we have what are the mapping we have here, but this is not the complete file name. So what we need to do, we need to frame the file name, and we need to find what is the last modified on it, right, based upon this mapping. So we need to find the exact file name, and for the particular file name, what is the last modified on. That is what we need to do it. So in order to do it, first of all, let's try to loop, right? So whatever we have this entry, right, for each of the item we are going to find the last modified and, right, so it's kind of for each. So how to do a for each? Just go here, go to designer, click on plus icon, and under built-in go for control. So under this you have for each. So based upon what we are going to do a for each loop. So here if you see, it is automatically showing up from the list of entities, right? List of entities in the sense, for this particular entry one loop, and then for this entry one loop. This is for Kochi air quality, and this is for Chennai air quality, likewise. So let me select this. Since we have 6 entries in our Azure table storage, 6 times it will get loop. Now anyway, we have for each of the item we need to frame the exact file name, and we need to find the last modified on as well. So how to do that? Just click on this, add action, and go under all and look for storage, Azure blob storage. So this is what we want. We are going to look the last modified on time. In this connector, these are the various action which is available: copying a blob, creating a blob, and all. What we need is get blob metadata. So for a particular blob, metadata means last modified on, what is the file name. So these are we call as metadata. So get blob metadata. Let me select this, and similar to what we provided in the Azure table storage, we need to do the same for this one as well. Let me fill it out really quick. Let me click on create. It got created. From the drop down, let me select the storage account name, and here we need to pass the exact file we are looking for. Okay, so if you notice here, our files are placed inside this inbound container. So inbound container followed by the file name and the format. This we need to frame. We have the file name and the format here in Azure table storage. Under for each we'll be getting it. So in order to frame it, just select this under for each, meaning like for this for each current item, if you pick this, what will happen is it will return everything under this particular array, right? Because for each is returning all these value. But what we are looking for, all we need is the file name plus the format. This is what we are looking for, right? So in order to do it, so let me keep a mouse over it, items for each. So let me copy this to a notepad, shift arrow, and then copy it. I have pasted it over here. So in the for each item, just add a question mark, square bracket, inside this add a single quotes, and I'm looking for file name. Let me copy this. So this will return my file name, and I need the format as well. So how to read the format? It's the same way, only thing, just copy the key. This is the key format. So this will return whatever the format we have. And also we need to add the inbound container name as well, right? Then only it will look for exact file. So we have inbound as well. Now we need to add all this string. So for that we have a option. Let me remove this. Let me go to expression. Here we have an operation called as concat, which will combines any number of strings. So let me select this and copy it. Let me come over here, paste it. So first of all, I need the container name. Put this in single quotes. Let me add a slash as well, because container slash and the file name, comma, the next string, which is this part. You can ignore the at. There should be only one at the beginning, so we can ignore this, comma, the format. Let me copy this. Hope we are good. Let me copy this and let me remove this. Under expression, just paste it and click on OK. Now let's run one time and we will see what is happening. It got completed. Let me select this. It is properly framing the file name, and it is fetching the last modified on, meaning like what are the metadata it has, what is the display name, and what is the last modified on, and this is the path. So everything it is getting clearly for all 6 items. So you can just click on next, 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 and you can see what is the value it has. Now see on the first loop, let me copy the first item. We need to compare the files last modified with the current date, right? If it is mismatching, then it is a older file. That's it, right? So in order to do it, we need to extract this date part alone from this last modified on property. This is the value which is we are getting from the last modified on. We need to extract this part alone. I will show how we can extract this. Let me minimize this and let's go to designer. Anyway, we need if condition, right? If it is matching, what we need to do. If it not matching, what we are going to do. So in order to do it, first of all, let me go to add action, and under built-in you will have control and look for condition. Yep. So here we need to specify the condition. So let me select this, and here it is fetching up what are the properties we have from the get meta blob, and what is the property we have from the get entities, and from the for each as well. So what we are looking for is last modified on. Let me paste this first. So let me select this and just keep a mouse over. So this is what body of the get metadata. From that it is extracting last modified on. So this is the property. So let me copy this. Okay, shift arrow, copy it. Let me paste over here. So this will return this value, but all we need is the date part alone. We don't need this timestamp and all, right? So in order to extract only this part, what we need to do is go under expression, and here we will have a string function. Just click on see more. Under this you will have substring. With substring you can extract a specific set of string. So let me copy this. So what you need to do is, for substring you need to specify which string you are going to trim or cut from, and then what is the starting index and how much length you need. So let me go over here, let me paste it. So first we need to say which string we are going to extract. So let me copy this is the source string. Let me paste over here. I'm ignoring at. So now followed by, we need to say from which index we are going to start. We going to start from here, or are we going to start from here? This is 0th index, so let me put 0. We are going to start from 0 and comma. Now we need to say how many length we need. So it is 10 characters still here. So if you count this is 10 character in length from 0. So we need to put 10 here, and hope we are good. Let me copy this. Under expression, just paste it and click on OK. Yeah, we are good with this. And we need to compare with the current date, right? So let me go over here, and under expression look for UTC. So this will return UTC, what are the timestamp. So it will return in the same format, which will be having timestamp as well, which we don't want. So which format we actually need it? We need it in year hyphen month hyphen date. So UTC now, just inside bracket single quotes YYY, this is for year, hyphen should be caps, hyphen DD, this is for date, year month date. That's it. Okay, now if both of them are equal, which means this is the if both of them, meaning like the files last modified on is equal to current state, which means this is latest. If it is not equals, then it is a older file, right? So let me create two array. One will be holding older file name, and another will be holding new file name. So let me add two variables. We need to initialize variable outside loop. You can't initiate variables inside loop, but you can set or increment it. But initialize alone, just do outside the loop. Just go under built-in and expand this and look for variables. I'm going to add this in array. So let me select this, initialize array. So initialize a variable, and here I'm going to select the type as array. Let me provide a name to a variable. Let me rename the task as well. Now let's create one more array variable for older file. And let me rename the task as well. Okay, I'm not going to provide initial value. Now let's get into our loop. We are in if condition. So this is the value we have given. Just expand this. If you didn't get this expand, just save it and then you can see it. Now here we have true or false. If this is matching, which means the file is latest, which means true. So just go here, add action, under built-in, expand this variables, append to a array variable, because for every loop new value will be there. Don't use set. We need to keep on appending, right? We need to keep on adding what are the new files over there. So in order to do it, just select append array variable. From the drop down, this is new for new. If it goes to true, which means new file. So let me select this, and what is the value we are going to provide? What are the uh, from the blob metadata, meaning like from this, what are the display name, which is the file name. So let me select this. Let's do the same for false condition as well, but array name just differs. That's it. So This is older file, and that's it. Let's save and test our loop. It got completed. Now first is Chennai. For Chennai, it goes to false, and it just added the file name. Next it's Kochi, and it goes to true. Similarly for other item as well, it will go to true because Chennai is the only file which is having the older data, so everything looking good now. Now we need to email, right? Let's go to designer and let's design our email flow. I'm going to add email task outside this loop because we don't want to email every for every loop. Just we need to send a consolidated email. So outside this for each loop, I'm going to add logic for emailing task. Look for Outlook. Here you have Office 365, which you will for business purpose, and this is the personal Outlook account. So I'm going with this. This is what I have. I'm going to send an email. I need to sign in without my Outlook account. So let me sign in. Here I need to specify the two email address. So you can specify and subject of the email. And here we need to provide the body of the email. And here we need to specify whatever the whatever value we have appended to this array, whatever missing file. So here if you see here, we couldn't see what are the variable we have created, right? Because these are array variable. But for email body we can't add array, right? So these are kind of string format. So we need to convert this array to a string, then only we can use inside this, because this type of connector is allowing string value for this particular body area. So in order to do it, I'm going to create one more variable under built-in. Let me name the task as well, string, and the value is going to be the older file. Let me save and let me go over here. Let me select. So here just click on see more and select the email content. That's it. Let's save and test. It got completed. If you scroll down, so this is the value we are getting from this array. And if you go down here, and this is the HTML content, and in the email as well, this is what we are getting. There is an easy way of doing this implementation. If you don't maintain any config, it is going to be very easy, which I'm going to explain in my next video. Look for my next video URL in the video description, and I will be providing the code part of this particular logic app in our Telegram channel, so that you can just simply copy paste in your logic app, or you can open it in a notepad and see what logic we have written in our logic app. You can just see from your notepad or something like that. And that's it on this video. Thank you for watching. Do follow me on LinkedIn to stay connected. Thank you.